in that magical run that the Davidson Wildcats made. We are underway inside the Holmes Convocation Center with the Chanticleers controlling the opening tip. Devontae Jones will skip this one out. Sanders for three. It's off the mark. Here comes Justin Forrest, sophomore guard from Decatur, Georgia. Swims his way through traffic. This one off the mark from Delph. Offensive board for the Mountaineers. App State, a good rebounding team. And Jim Fox, a lot of size in this program. Hunter Seacat and Isaac Johnson underneath the basket. Third opportunity, and the Mountaineers strike first.
It's always the difference at the collegiate level, partner. The second, third chance opportunities. If you can do the work on the glass, on the offensive end of the basketball court, you have the clear advantage.
Josh Coleman, 6'9", 240 pounds. Good matchups inside in this one today as well. Cuthbertson, corner pocket three, in and out. And Isaac Johnson, the Sun Belt's top rebounder, pulls it away. 8.6 rebounds per for Isaac Johnson, the junior from Charlotte. Turnaround from Seacat, money.
Love to see the big cat, Hunter Seacat, go to work on the inside, get himself going with that first offensive rebound and put back there. Just a nice back to the basket move, up and in for the deuce.
Here's Devontae Jones, redshirt freshman from New Orleans. Coastal Carolina, again, they'll push. The opportunity presents itself. It's Cuthbertson, attacks glass and gets the kind roll.
And he is a big-time basketball player. Mr. Cuthbertson went for 24 and 7 his last time out against the Mountaineers. He'll look to get it going again early here today.
Well, the Mountaineers, they want to push the tempo 80 points per contest for Jim Fox's unit. Little pick and roll action. Seacat, the size advantage over Cuthbertson, couldn't finish. And a rebound for Jones. Here come the Chanticleers, making the trip from Conway, South Carolina, about 5 hours away from Boone. And Johnson rips it away. Here come the Mountaineers. Johnson, a crease, and he finishes.
What's the number one rule in basketball, partner? Got to stop the basketball. Chanticleers failed to do so there. Isaac Johnson, top rebound in the conference, takes it, goes coast to coast, up and in for the easy two.
Jones redshirted the season a year ago for Coastal Carolina. Here comes the ball screen. Deba kicks it away. Cuthbertson's a leading scorer. A.J. Sanders connects from deep.
It's a big-time basket right there for the Chanticleers. They needed to stop this bleeding. Gave up a couple of easy baskets to the Mountaineers. Let's see if that can jumpstart them here today.
Inside to Seacat again. Out Delph. Good pump fake. And the acrobatic move at the rim wouldn't go down. Again, Coastal Carolina, we mentioned it, they will push it as well. Both these teams like to get up and down the floor. And Deba is fouled. That's team foul number one against the Mountaineers here in the first half.
It's incredible what ball movement can do. Cross-court pass. You see Mr. Sanders with the follow-through there. Beautiful elevation, putting in one from behind the arc. You see O'Shawn Williams making his first appearance in the game. You'll see that from Jim Fox, looking to get his bench involved. They had 30 their last time out.
Tommy Burton in the game, and a hard collision. Devontae Jones and Justin Forrest. Jones took a little spill on the floor there as you get another look on your screen.
Very scary play here. Just two guys just playing hard basketball down low. Jones with a nice position over the much smaller O'Shawn Williams. Good to see him get up, continue to play.
Williams charged with the foul there. Coastal Carolina patient on offense as they work it inside. Cuthbertson gets position on Bennett Holly, and the Chanticleers have their first leads about 4 minutes into the first half here.
It's a nice play, and the best part about it is once he got the basketball, didn't take too much time, went right into his move, up and in.
Ronchad Shabazz, dynamic scorer for the Mountaineers as they float this one to Johnson, tapped away. Coastal Carolina trying to make the Mountaineers pay. Sanders does from the corner.
Got a double negative right there for the Mountaineers. You see the turnover on one end and then loss of concentration on the defensive end, losing his man.
And this series, hard to believe, Pierre. These two teams never met when they were both a part of App State, part of the Southern Conference, and Coastal Carolina, the Big South, that they never met in non-conference matchups. It just started a couple of years ago, and Johnson draws the contact.
Yeah, and as you see, the Mountaineers leading the series, but the two wins for the Chanticleers, both coming in Conway, South Carolina, never winning here at the Holmes Convocation Center. And if history tells anything today, the Mountaineers also 7-2 on the season here at home.
Isaac Johnson, as we told you, top rebounder in the Sun Belt Conference. Still got the SoCon on my mind, Pierre. In the Sun Belt Conference is Isaac Johnson, 8.6 rebounds per. His father, Ronnie, played professional football in the NFL for the Chicago Bears as he goes 2 for 2. And that's a guy that Jim Fox and the coaching staff for App State, they will rave about him. He's gotten better and better as the season's gone on. Got another year of eligibility next season. Here's Cuthbertson. Fall away Jay is money.
That's what he does. He can do it inside. He can do it outside. We've seen it from the outside today. Back to the basket, moves there. Just a little mid-range jump shot. Hard to keep tabs on him.
Isaac way off the mark from three-point land. Here come the Chanticleers. And Coastal Carolina, lots of ball screens in their offense as well. Deba kicks it out. Sanders hands it back off. Deba all alone, off target. And it will belong to the Chanticleers underneath the basket.
You see Zach Cuthbertson already very active today. Just a nice move to the basket. Gets just a little space on the very long Tyrell Johnson. With the length that he has, just has no issues with going over the top of him. That there is a very good basketball player, ladies and gentlemen.
Hippolyte's in the game as well now. They dump this one inside. Good work. The Hippolyte traveled, though. Little shuffle of the feet underneath the basket there.
It's a great job by Hernan Seacat, just staying on the ground, not going with the shot fake, and it forces Hippolyte to shuffle those feet to try to regain his position.
That's a good point, Pierre. Seacat would have left his feet. Hippolyte may have got the foul call in place of the travel.
Favor for a favor here is Hippolyte does a tremendous job himself, him and Burton, forcing the offensive foul call there on the movie screen.
Jim Fox going to go to his bench. Justin Forrest re-enters the game. Michael Bibby in for Ronshad Shabazz. Just over 14 minutes to play, first half, here inside of the Holmes Convocation Center. App State man-to-man look on D, and another travel. That's back-to-back possessions for Cliff Ellis's team. They've been called for the travel. And some costly turnovers here.
Got to put the ball on the floor first before you make your move to the basket. It's a couple times there for the Chanticleers. But again, it's just good defensive basketball really on both sides right now. That time by the Mountaineers.
Whistle underneath the basket, and this time Isaac Hippolyte is going to be the culprit for Coastal Carolina. And that's his first. Team foul number 2 on the Chanticleers. Michael Bibby to trigger it in. Justin Forrest, the sophomore from Decatur, Georgia, had it poked loose. Lead feed ahead. Burton regathers himself and sticks it in for 2.
It's a tremendous pass up ahead right there to Burton, just leading him out in front. And then Burton not getting too ahead of himself, not getting out of character, just staying poised, taking his time, gathering, and putting the ball up and in.
We'll see Coastal Carolina with the double team, and they force a turnover. Battle travels. Chanticleer's basketball.
And it just continues to be a great job defensively by the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. And right now, if you're the App State Mountaineers, you're looking for an answer on offense. You got to find somewhere where your points are coming from. This is a couple minutes now on the clock where they hadn't found the bottom of the net. Cannot have these lulls in the action against a very good Chanticleers team who could really run away with it.
Shot clock's at 6. Deba inside feed to Burton. Gets it off with 2 and connects.
That's why you can't have the lull in the action. They can score it from many different positions. They can really fill it up. Can the Chanticleers? You're the Mountaineers. You got to get a good quality offensive possession right here. Get yourself back on track.
Pull up, Jay, this time from Tyrell Johnson. And he hits.
Just what the doctor ordered for the Mountaineers. Tyrell Johnson, 7 of the last 9 games he's been in double figures. He's averaging over double figures in that point. He's the cog that makes this wheel spin. He's got to have a big day today. The Mountaineers want to come away with the big-time victory.
Hippolyte off balance. This one's tipped, gets it back. Loose ball on the floor. The Mountaineers come away with it. 3-on-3. Battle gives way. Tyrell try it from three-point lands, and he rattles it home.
He's it. He's the key. They have to get him going. He can do it inside. He can do it from the mid-range game, and he can step from behind the arc, as you see there, and knock him down.
Big-time 3 for the Mountaineers, back within 3. Each team 3 team fouls apiece. Wide open 3. Here come the Mountaineers back the other way.
Look at the size advantage on the inside for Hunter Seacat. See if the Mountaineers try to exploit.
And Justin Forrest.
And then after that, it was like a snowball effect. 2 more wins here at home. But again, going on the road against the top 2 teams in the conference proved to be a tall task. Though they perform well, they welcome the sight of 3 straight home games right now to try to get back on track.
Shabazz hits the J. And the Mountaineers within 1 now. And again, they jumped out to an early lead. First 4 points of the contest here in the Holmes Convocation Center. Deba. Teardrop from Gums Freighter, no. And this one turned back over to the Mountaineers. Bibby will try it. Forrest leaps for the rebounds and draws the contact. How about that for the vertical of the 6'2" Justin Forrest?
Getting up there was the sophomore to sky for the rebound right there, just saying, give me that, I'll have those from Mr. Deba, and draws the foul.
What a coach likes to see. Forrest, the smallest player on the floor for the Mountaineers. It's 6'2", and the smallest player on the floor from either team right now.
We talked about it earlier. It's the offensive rebounds on both sides of the basketball, the second, third chance opportunities that can really be the difference at the collegiate levels. We saw the Mountaineers jump out to an early lead. It was because of the second chance opportunities. Coastal comes back, takes the lead because of those second, third chance opportunities. Whoever can win the battle on the boards will have the advantage here today.
They call the foul on the floor. And some of the crowd upset about that. Thought that maybe Forrest was in the act of shooting. Shabazz tees it up. In and out again for the Mountaineers. Cuthbertson surveys the floor. Long, rangy Zach Cuthbertson at 6'7" is a tough cover. Bibby, the trailer to Shabazz. Johnson's knocked down the J earlier in this contest for the Mountaineers. He'll try it from three-point land again. And empty for the Mountaineers. Extra pass to the corner. This is Gums Freighter off the mark. Bibby the long rebounds.
Both teams right here struggling to find the bottom of the net. Great defense on both sides, trying to get up and down the floor. Look for the Mountaineers to slow it down. Try to get a quality possession, but a turnover will send it back to the Chanticleers.
That's a miscommunication on the roll. Too tall for Seacat and out of bounds.
Great pick and roll basketball. Just would like to find your intended receiver right there. Your Ron Shabazz, he would love to get that one back.
Devontae Jones, the starting point guards. Floor general for this Coastal Carolina team. Chanticleer's unit that started 3 freshmen. Rarely happens with a Cliff Ellis coach team. Very young. I think they've surprised a lot of teams in the Sun Belt Conference this year. 6-5 right now at this point. And this one just off the side of the rim from Bamba. And Shabazz trapped, has to get rid of it. Johnson bullies his way to the rack. It's an offensive foul.
Nice job right there. Getting in position, getting your feet set, beating the offensive player to the spot right there. Takes it right in the chops for the offensive foul.
And the Chanticleers dodge another bullet. Still a 1-point lead. The door's been open for the Mountaineers to retake the lead. Devontae Jones surveying the floor. Chanticleer's team, pretty good defensive team. Cliff Ellis always prides himself on the defensive end. And an offensive foul back the other way to the Mountaineers.
Got to have those feet set on those offensive screens that you're setting. That's a nice job defensively, though, of fighting through screens, making it tough, not making it easy on your opponents offensively. The more active you are, the better off you are defensively.
Coastal Carolina, good calculated man-to-man defense. That's what Cliff Ellis likes to play. You'll notice the Chanticleers sag in the paint. That time they deflected out of bounds. That's something that the Chanticleers do very well. Help side D. And this is a team, Pierre, we talk about, they're second in field goal percentage defense. Teams just don't shoot well against the Chanticleers.
Today, the Mountaineers taking lots of tough contested twos.
Good move for Shabazz along the baseline.
It's a tremendous move by Ron Shabazz. Just puts the ball on the floor, and then the athleticism takes over from there, able to get past his defender and go up through 3 Chanticleers for the deuce.
Gums Freighter thought about it. They drop it inside to Burton. Back sound on Seacat and gets the roll.
It's his move. We've seen that twice from Mr. Burton now. Just does a great job of staying composed, that back to the basket, going up and in.
Here's the kick. Adrian Delph, long. Here comes Jones. And he shuffled the feet. A travel again for the Chanticleers at about.
Turn each of those schools into national power, starting with South Alabama. Tremendous resume down there, sending lots of guys into the association. And then, of course, with Clemson getting them their only ACC title and making Auburn a national power. #1 ranking in the nation at one point, partner.
This one out of bounds off of the Chanticleers. Cliff Ellis, 73 years old. Justin Forrest will trigger it in for App State. And finds Seacat. Pretty good crowd on hand today inside of the Holmes Convocation Center. They had free food for some of the students right before this game, and a good dribble drive from Adrian Delph to put the Mountaineers back up 1.
Nice job by Delph. Get the assist to Hunter Seacat for walling off his defender and opening up the lane for Delph.
Good matchup here. Cuthbertson trying to take Johnson. This one stripped away from Bamba. In transition. Wave it off, an offensive foul. It'll be Chanticleer's basketball.
It's a tremendous job by Devontae Jones understanding the situation. All right, I got a center with the basketball. I can't defend two people, so what do? I'll give up my body, understanding that he can't really control himself at that speed, picking up the foul. That is a nice play, especially with App going up one and trying to extend that lead at that point. Pivotal moment, partner.
Devontae Jones that took that charge. We told you, redshirt freshman. He had sat out last year, but learned a lot. You talk about the likes of Jalen Shaw that graduated a season ago for this Coastal Carolina team. Was one of the better scorers in the Sun Belt Conference. Shabazz floats it. Seacat, bucket plus the harm.
It's a tremendous job by Ronshad Shabazz finding the big cat under Seacat underneath the basket. Nobody on him, and just the size advantage right there. And then the strength to finish through the contact of Bamba. It's a tremendous job offensively by the Mountaineers.
And here he is, Hunter Seacat, redshirt junior from Mooresville, North Carolina. Started his college career at William and Mary out of the CAA. Can't complete the three-point play. Here come the Chanticleers. Good active hands by Forrest on deep.
It's a great job of just not getting caught up in the moment. If you're Justin Forrest getting back in the transition on the missed free throws where a lot of damage can be done by the Chanticleers. Justin Forrest, nice heads-up play.
Ricky Gilfison checks in for the Mountaineers. First time this afternoon we've seen him. 6'9" frame as Cuthbertson is called for the push-off there.
Talked about Tyrell Johnson earlier in the broadcast. He's the cog. He's what makes this Mountaineer team go. Not only can he fill it up on the offensive end, but he's your best defender, so you have to have him have a big-time performance against Mr. Cuthbertson today.
Tyrell Johnson trying to throw it down over the top of Coleman, was denied at the rim. Here comes Deba.
It's a tremendous job right there by Coleman saying, not in my house, not today.
Jones, teardrop. This one's off the heel. And Ronshad Shabazz, the veteran, decides to slow it up. Mountaineers will set up their half-court offense. Is Tyrell Johnson all alone. And a hard foul is Delph was crashing the glass.
Very dangerous play right there. Adrian Delph skying in, coming from behind the perimeter. Just elevates over everyone, undercut just a little bit. Great to see him up and moving right there. But how about the athleticism from the freshman from Kings Mountain coming from behind the arc and just skies up for the rebound. Great to see him up. He'll have a chance for a one-on-one situation right here at the charity stripe.
Played at Kings Mountain High School here in North Carolina. Was an NCBCA District 10 Player of the Year. Pretty good pickup for Jim Fox, and they didn't bring in a big class last year. Only two guys graduated, Craig Hinton to go along with Griffin Kinney from a season ago. Picked up Joseph Battle by way of transfer. Now we've got a foul away from the basketball on Gilfison this time.
Working down low against Mr. Coleman. Josh Coleman, just a load down low. We saw his defensive prowess with the rejection of Tyrell Johnson. Working down low, picking up the foul call.
Well, you see it, those two battling now. Tommy Burton. Here's Sanders off a curl. Missed everything. And this will belong to the Mountaineers.
And now Coastal going through one of those scoring droughts. Again, both teams can really fill it up on the offensive end, so you can't have these lulls in the action offensively because either team can run away with it at any point.
Well, here it is. Here comes the trap from the Chanticleers. Shabazz has it ripped away by Cuthbertson. numbers for the Chanticleers, and Deba throws it down.
It's a tremendous job. Just switching up the defensive look by Cliff Ellis, doing a great job of the Chanticleers of executing on the defensive end and turning defense to easy offense.
We get another look at Deba.
Look at Deba elevate, throwing it down right here in the Holmes Convocation Center. Rim shot right here. Give him a poster. Send him home happy.
And Ronshad Shabazz fouled on the other end. That was team foul number 10, so he's going to get 2 for the Mountaineers, knocks down the first. All Sun Belt second team selection a season ago. Strong can really get to the rim. Guy that plays like Harden of the Houston Rockets, models his game a lot after him. And those guys like to slash and get to the rim. And Coastal Carolina trailing by 3, just over 4.5. And another offensive foul against the Chanticleers.
About the second time we've seen Mr. Burton come up with one of those offensive violations. The moving screen there, and that's his third. That is a big-time foul call right there on a young man who has done a tremendous job today. 3 for 4 from the floor, 6 points. He's played a pivotal role in what has been a struggling first half for the Chanticleers offense.
So, Pierre, we've seen Coastal Carolina, good calculated man-to-man team. They like to trap. How much has that double team bothered the Mountaineers from getting into their half-court sets?
It's absolutely been a big effect on what they're trying to do. As you see here, just great ball movement to the corner pocket for the freshman Adrian Delph. And you see an example right there. The trap never came. The Mountaineers get a chance to run their offense. Once they get into that flow, share the basketball, they open up opportunities.
Cuthbertson trying to take Johnson. And Tyrell picks up the foul.
But you like to see Cliff Ellis come out, understanding that his team is struggling, going to that defense.
Foul trouble for Coastal Carolina, Pierre, already early here in the first half. Not a ton of scoring from a lot of different guys this year.
Yeah, just 2 guys averaging over double figures for the Chanticleers on the season. Last time out, though, they had 4 guys to reach double figures, a huge reason why they got the 17-point win.
Cuthbertson's got 2, and he's still in the game for Cliff Ellis. Can't afford to take him out right now, down 6. Poked loose as Deba comes away with the steal for the Chanticleers. Cuthbertson's going to have to be selective on the dribble drive now. Pulls it away, off the mark. Big offensive board for Gums Frater.
It's a huge rebound right there.
And a fresh 30 for the Chanticleers.
Gums Frater just skies, brings down that board, giving his team another chance. But if you're the Mountaineers, you get on the defensive side, you know that the best player has 2 fouls, go right at him.
And this time, Sanders gets around Bibby.
It's a big-time basket right there by Sanders. Stop the bleeding here a bit. Scoring drought for the Chanticleers, and now allowing yourself to get back into the ball game, and you see the intensity pick up defensively.
And a bump called against Coleman after the Forest drive. Josh Coleman, that'll be his first. And the Chanticleers over the limit here in the first half, 2:39 remaining. And the sophomore from Decatur, Georgia, is going to be at the line. I remember his father, James, good basketball player, Georgia Tech. And he couldn't get the bounce on the first. So Justin Forrest, Team Forrest on the AAU circuit, well known. Oh for 2. Free throw line going to be big today.
Especially when you have a chance to extend your lead. Here, hadn't shot a blazing percentage on the floor, as you see right there. A.J. Sanders just continuing to be deadly, getting to the rack for the Chanticleers. That's why those missed free throws are so big.
Good move for Justin Forrest. And he kisses it off glass.
Mr. Forrest saying, missed free throws, no worries. I'll go to the cup and put the basket in anyway. That's a big-time bucket right there to stop a mini run from the Chanticleers.
Sanders back-to-back buckets for the Chanticleers. Taken away by Delph, but the whistle comes in and the foul.
Love the effort right there by the freshman, getting on the floor, but wraps up the legs right here of Mr. Sanders. Drawing the foul call and allowing A.J. Sanders to get to the line, try to cut this lead down to 2. Again, clock stop here.
Substitutions in for Jim Fox's crew. Ranshad Shabazz and Joseph Battle. Here's A.J. Sanders, guy that played in all 32 games a season ago. North Carolina Independent School Association All-State selection. Played at Greenfield High School in North Carolina. The charity stripe going to be big in this one. Fouls mounting up for both teams. And the Chanticleers have done a good job making the Mountaineers uncomfortable in the half court with the trap that we've seen. Tyrell faces up and knocks down the jump shot.
It's great offense, being able to space the floor, using your off-ball screens for that motion offense to get a good look, a quality look for Tyrell Johnson.
Deba drops it off, and Coleman finishes off the window.
Again, great ball movement offensively this time for the Chanticleers, being able to find Mr. Coleman, who gets deep into the painted area for 2.
Floater, no. Here comes Deba. Slices his way into the paint. Coastal will reset with 20 on the shot clock. There's about here's the kick out. Hippolyte off target from three-point land. Coleman, a putback for the Chanticleers, and he ties it at 30.
Still second chance opportunity field and be able to position themselves to make a run.
Coastal Carolina in a tie for 5th right now in the Sun Belt standings with ULM, a team that's got a lot of upside in this conference, 4 double-figure scores. And Battle turns it over underneath the basket for the Mountaineers. So door is open for Coastal Carolina with 16 seconds left, and the shot clock is dead.
May only be the first half partner, but this is a big-time possession. Going down at the half and being tied at the half, 2 completely different things here.
Chanticleer is going to play for 1 with Deba surveying the floor. Cuthbertson gives it up. Sanders had it altered. Coleman, the step back at the horn. A 2-game losing streak. Same thing with Coastal Carolina. Lost their 2 games last week as well. UT Arlington and Texas State. Here's Justin Forrest. And the Mountaineers with the basketball first. Got to get that guy right there going. 2 and white. Ranshad Shabazz. Only 5 first-half points for Shabazz. Good turnaround as Isaac Johnson kisses it off glass.
It's a big-time move by Isaac Johnson. Just a little ISO off the right wing. Does a tremendous job of staying composed and then hitting that B button to spin and kiss it off the glass.
Deba, he'll pull up. This one tipped around, and Delph tracks down the loose boards. Good little 1-2 punch between Justin Forrest and Ranshad Shabazz. Only 2 from Justin Forrest in the first half. Shabazz steps into a 3, and he connects.
You said it, partner. Got to get him going Ronshad Shabazz, the senior, with an open look. He will make you pay if you don't put a hand in his face.
Cuthbertson, he'll line it up. Couldn't answer. Big rebound that time from Adrian Delph. Here he comes in transition, the kick out. Forrest, he hits it from 3.
Well, could you have asked for a better start? If you're head coach Jim Fox, you go for 8 straight points, get a couple stops on the defensive end, and before you know it, you've turned that 2-point deficit to a 6-point lead.
Deba thought about it. Against Shabazz, drops it off. Coleman rejected by Seacats.
It's nice pick and roll action right there by the Chanticleer. It's just better defense.
Delph, the pull up, no. Good stick back that time from Johnson to clean it up.
We talked about it at the half. Is those offensive rebounds that will be the difference in this one. Mountaineers taking advantage of a situation right there. They go up 8.
Cuthbertson looking for space. Had it poked away, and they call a foul. Jim Fox didn't like it.
Look at the Mountaineers right off the back, lighting it up from behind the arc. Ronshad Shabazz, he's cash money. And you come on down, Adrian Delph with the penetration kick to the corner. Justin Forrest, splash. Mountaineers using a tremendous offensive surge right now to go up in this.
Cuthbertson, the team's leading scorer, over 18 per contest. He's 7th in the Sun Belt, 3rd in rebounding. Interesting cover because he's a forward that can play inside and out. It's 6'7". I think that's the challenge for most teams in the Sun Belt Conference is how do you go about guarding a guy like Zach Cuthbertson?
Tough to guard him when he has the basketball in his hands, but what you do is take advantage of him on the defensive end like the Mountaineers did in the first. Put him in position to get in foul trouble.
There's Shabazz, finds a wide open lane. Inside free this time. The turnaround, no, wouldn't go down. Second chance for Cuthbertson, he's fouled.
So second chance opportunities, again, playing a factor here in this one. Cuthbertson, over 8 rebounds per game. Going up against the league's leader. You see Ronshad Shabazz just slashing to the basket, finishing with that lucky lefty. Cuthbertson and Isaac Johnson on the glass, going to be a key all night long. Cuthbertson with those 2 fouls in the first half, not able to be as effective as he wanted to. See him playing a lot more free now, just as he was at the start of the game.
Cuthbertson can manufacture points as well. Gets to the free throw line. Second trip this afternoon here inside the Holmes Convocation Center. And he's perfect at the line. 6-point game here in Boone, North Carolina. Tyrell Johnson quickly gets it back to Shabazz. Showed you the made triples to start the second half. App State trying to get going from the outside. Tyrell Johnson, the scoop shots.
What you got to do, you got to make Cuthbertson work on the defensive end. Tyrell Johnson has been lights out in the past 10 basketball games. He continues it here today.
Here's the double screen at the top. Cuthbertson in the lane, finishes.
It's a tremendous move right there by Mr. Cuthbertson, understanding he has the matchup advantage over the smaller Ronshad Shabazz. Just takes his time, penetrates, and finishes with that left.
Can go with either hand. Zach Cuthbertson, we told you the challenge, how do you go about defending a guy like that? Your forwards really in a dangerous situation away from the basket, trying to defend him. He's got a quick first step as well. And a foul underneath. This time, I believe that's going to go against Cuthbertson. It does.
Number 3. It's a dangerous spot to have your third foul here, but if you're Cliff Ellis, The Mountaineers have this offensive surge. You're down 6 already. Got to take a gamble here.
Zach Cuthbertson picks up his third. This one slapped out of the hands of Adrian Delph.
If you're the Mountaineers, you understand that the best player on the floor for the Chanticleers, now he's in foul danger. You got to be aggressive. You got to go right at him.
And Forrest will trigger it in. Tough spot to inbound the basketball. And Ronshad Shabazz will reset for the Mountaineers. Trying to create his own shot. Couldn't get the step back to go down. Cuthbertson staying on the floor with 3. Here's the kick out. Sanders from distance.
How about the Chanticleers getting out in transition on the missed basket? They've got the numbers. They take full advantage.
Justin Forrest only 2 points. NBA range 3. Here come the Chanticleers. Cuthbertson. Second chance. Put back, no. And this one's skied for by Forrest. 3-on-2. He'll take it himself. And the rim unkind. And they will count the baskets.
Touched it while it here in the second. Just 6 points in the first half. Already with 6 points here in the second half.
And Cuthbertson with 3 fouls for the Chanticleers. Cliff Ellis has made the decision to leave him on the floor with over 15 to play.
Got to keep your offense in the game with you being down at this point and struggling without A.J. Sanders. Got to keep him on there to stay in.
Tyrell Johnson races down the rebounds. Here comes Forrest looking to create. O'Shawn Williams catch and shoot. And Cuthbertson pulls down the rebounds. They kick it out. Sanders has had the hot hands. No can do that time. Forrest again, right at Coleman.
That's 4 on him. Or
check that, Burton.
4 on Burton right there. Another big time foul. Somebody who gave you big time minutes and points in the first half. Cliff Ellis going to have to go to his bench. That's what you have to understand and take advantage of, though. The same thing with Cuthbertson. You got these guys in foul trouble. If you're the Mountaineers, take advantage of them, get them off the floor, and extend this lead.
And Justin Forrest rattles in the first. This guy had a great freshman season. 27 starts for Jim Fox, led the team in steals. Was a prime candidate for Sunbelt Freshman of the Year. Michael Ertl of ULM won that honor, but some really good sophomores in this conference. Coastal Carolina will pull it back away. The bench is thin for Cliff Ellis's team. Couple injuries. How about the acrobatic finish for Tyrell Gums Frater? And he was fouled.
What an athlete is this Gums Frater. We saw him sky high in the first half. Now he gets the ball on the wing, knows exactly what to do with a beautiful cut. Takes the contact to the body by Bennett Holly and finishes MJ style at the rim. It's a tremendous play.
Chance to complete a three-point play for Tyrell Gums Frater. Cliff Ellis, you don't think he travels the country to recruit players. He's got guys from 8 different states and 2 different countries.
Always known as a great recruiter has been Cliff Ellis. The reason his programs have been so tremendous.
Gums Frater is one of 2 Canadian players for Cliff Ellis. Bennett Holly from downtown.
Give the credit to Justin Forrest, who just never gave up on the play. A great job of slashing and then following his miss to tap it out to Bennett Holly, who's just a sniper from behind the arc.
6-point lead for the Mountaineers. 6th all-time meeting between these 2 teams. Gums Frater, no. O'Shawn Williams, the smallest man on the floor, crashes the glass. And Forrest tripped up from behind.
This is on Burton. That is a huge foul right there, but they gave the last foul not actually to Burton, so only has 3. Big call, though.
Again, Coastal Carolina, we told you the bench a little bit thin. Mountaineers can go 10, 11 guys deep if possible.
See the second half points right now. Advantage going to the App State Mountaineers. We talked about it. At this level, second chance opportunities are always the difference. 4 fouls right now, Mr. Burton. Look for the Mountaineers to attack.
Justin Forrest attacking glass again to draw more contact. Coastal Carolina was over the limit with about 3.5, 4 minutes to play in the first half. Had 10 team fouls. And mounting up here 4 in the second half. Forrest back to the line again.
He's doing a tremendous job of being aggressive, getting to the rack, drawing the fouls. He's got to do a better job of knocking down those free throws, though. It's just 1 for 5 on the day.
Well, the Mountaineers struggling at the charity stripe, 5 of 12 as a team. Coming in, they were a team that shot 72.5%. Not bad as a unit. Forrest goes 1 for 2. And a 7-point Mountaineer lead. This match is the largest of the game from either team. Gums Frater, finger roll, couldn't get it to drop.
Boy, that would have been a tremendous basket right there by Tyrell Gums Frater. He does a great job of just getting to the rack, getting the deep post position, and then going up. And again, that strength to try to finish through the contact.
Tyrell Gums Frater, the powerhouse St. Benedict's product. One of 2 players that played their prep careers at St. Benedict's on this team. Cashes in on the first. Ibrima Deba is the other. Both those guys on the floor right now for the Chanticleers. Playing for Bobby Hurley Sr. A lot of people know about him, his sons, Dan Hurley at UConn now, and Bobby Hurley at Arizona State.
We talked about the free throws for the Mountaineers. They're just 6 for 13 on the day. As a contrast, Chanticleers 9 of 10, keeping them in this game.
Johnson trying to throw it down, was met at the rim again by Tommy Burton. Well-timed block as Gums Frater cashes in from 3.
He has some success on the offensive end, driving to the basket. Even at the free throw line, it raises that level of confidence. You're seeing it right now with Tyrell Gums Frater, who knocks down the big-time 3.
How about that sequence? A block at the rim, and then a made 3 by Gums Frater. We got a 2-point game. Tip back from Holly, no. A third chance, and a foul comes in with 11:55 to play.
On the flip side of that, the Chanticleers taking full advantage. The reason they're only down 2 at this point. The battle at the free throw line. Another miss by Justin Forrest.
Talked about the free throw line. Big. Both these teams around the same percentages coming in. 72.5 for App State, 70 for Coastal Carolina. Forrest 1 for 2 again. We've got a 1-possession game here in the Holmes Convocation Center.
Fun win, ain't it, partner?
Absolutely. 6th all-time meeting. App State carrying the 3-2 advantage over Coastal Carolina. However, the Chanticleers have never won on this floor. Shot clock's in single digits. Here's Deba. And it's going to go to the charity stripe.
That's nice help defense by the big cat, Hunter Seacat, but just moves just a little bit while Deba is in the air without planting those feet. Was in good position. Just got to keep those feet planted. But that's a great job by Deba of attacking, of being aggressive, struggling from the floor, get to the line.
Here's another matchup problem for opposing teams. Deba, 6'6", guards, one of the longer guards in the Sun Belt Conference. Again, the other St. Benedict's products, back-to-back New Jersey state championships in 2017 and 18. He's the other international player from Sweden. And 1 for 2 at the line was Deba that time for the Chanticleers. Again, both teams having trouble converting.
I like what Cliff Ellis is doing here, switching it up on the defensive end, matchup zone.
Shabazz, not quite enough, gets it back, and the second time's the charm for the senior.
How many times have we talked about those second chance opportunities? Ronshad Shabazz making atonement for the first miss with a big-time triple.
Deba floater missed everything. Mountaineers can expand it. Teardrop, good. Adrian Delph, 7-point Mountaineer lead and a great response. In SportsCenter top 10 dunk a couple years ago. And again, when you talk about that 1-2 punch from Ronshad Shabazz and Justin Forrest, it's a tough one, even though the Mountaineers 3-8 in Sun Belt play. And Coastal Carolina, not the possession that Cliff Ellis was looking for.
But you get Mr. Cuthbertson back in the game. Had to sit a little bit. Has those 3 fouls, but really just saving those legs for the stretch, and they try to go to him immediately. Now Coastal Carolina back in that 1-3-1 zone, trying to match it up here, slow down this Mountaineer offense.
In 7, it's been the largest leads from either team. And make it 10. Ronshad Shabazz, there he is, starting to heat up here in the second half.
The only problem with going to his own partner is Ronshad Shabazz is hot. And once you get a little penetration on the zone, it opens up those looks from behind the arc.
Chanticleers need a bucket badly, and they get it. A.J. Sanders.
He's been their man all day long. That is a tremendous bucket right there by A.J. Sanders. They needed that one in a major way.
Plenty of time for the Chanticleers. Inside feed to Isaac Johnson. And he works his way around to draw the contact against Coleman. And that is going to be number 3 on Josh Coleman.
Mountaineers working inside there, but working outside right there with Ronshad Shabazz from outside. And then other side of the ball, A.J. Sanders. Give me 3. It's been an aerial assault from behind the arc by both teams here lately.
Isaac Johnson strips the net on the first.
Man, seems like just a few seconds ago that the Chanticleers cut this thing down to 2, but just the offensive surge here in the second half by the Mountaineers has been tremendous, spearheaded by Ronshad Shabazz.
Mountaineers have been in plenty of single-digit games and close games down to the wire this season. This one's shaping up to be no different. Here's Devontae Jones. Extra pass, shot fake for Gums Frater. Off the mark, put back Sanders, yes.
How about A.J. Sanders? He's been as steady as a rhinoceros for this Coastal Carolina group. Just continues to put this team on its back. Big time 18 points for that young man today.
Seacats knocked to the floor.
It's just a heads-up play right there by Hunter Seacat, understanding the contact was coming, putting the ball up, giving himself an opportunity to go to the line and pick up an easy deuce.
Hunter Seacat, redshirt junior, told you he played his first year at William & Mary. Had to sit out the first half of last season. Really came on strong. He was high school teammates with Trey Fords, one of the more vocal guys on the bench for this App State team.
Hunter Seacat The main reason the last time the Mountaineers were in this building came up with a huge win against ULM. A nice block shot to end the game and tap the ball out to run the clock out. He's been a huge factor for this team in the middle.
It's a 9-point App State lead. If you're Coastal Carolina, you're probably going to feature A.J. Sanders. Many touches as possible here in the last 8:38. And Jones is fouled.
Athleticism on full display right there for Mr. Devontae Jones getting to the cup. Seen a lot of great guard play today. You got Ronshaw Shabazz, you got A.J. Sanders, Devontae Jones, O'Shawn Williams, Justin Forrest. Great guard play in this one.
First one drops in for Jones. Played on the Nike EYBL circuit for Elfrid Payton Elite. He's from New Orleans. Going to get an opportunity to play in front of his family and friends at the Lakefront Arena in the conference tournament. Makes them both. That's his first points of the contest as well.
Coastal Carolina having to come out of that zone. The shot or the game clock running down here pays off on there.
This one's intercepted. Here comes Cuthbertson with 3 fouls. And they call it against the Mountaineers. Close to picking up his 4th there.
Sean Williams understanding situation. I got a big guy trying to take the ball down the floor. Looks like he may have had the defensive position there. The foul going against him though.
2 shots coming for Zach Cuthbertson. That would have been huge for the Mountaineers. And O'Shawn Williams sacrificed the body. If you're Jim Fox and the Mountaineers, you'll take that foul.
It's a smart play. Understanding that you're undersized, you can't contest the shot, so what do? You just play solid, good defense.
Cuthbertson had 2 early in the first half. Cliff Ellis left him on the floor, picked up his 3rd with 15:02 in the second half. Cliff Ellis trusts his senior leader from New Bern, North Carolina, to stay on the floor.
This is a big defensive possession by Coastal.
And the bounce. Kind rim for Justin Forrest. Both teams kind of trading buckets right now. Still a 7-point lead for the Mountaineers.
Can't keep trading buckets. If you're the Chanticleers, got to come up with stops and then make it count on the offensive end. But that's a smart play by Justin Forrest. He's been aggressive all day, but understanding the bigs are in foul trouble, be aggressive, attack him.
Deba bailed out Cuthbertson. Second chance blocked away. And the Mountaineers come away with it.
How about the big cat, Hunter Seacat, playing big down low. It's a block party. And Mr. Jones has a VIP pass.
Inside, they feature Isaac Johnson. Going to work on Cuthbertson. Draws the contact plus the foul.
What a tremendous play right there by Isaac Johnson. Offensively for the black and gold.
And Johnson does complete the 3-point play. So can the Mountaineers hang on here at home? Jones almost travels. Deba drops it off. Gums Frater, teardrop yes.
He's been tremendous here in this second half. 10 big points for him. Trying to do his job, keeping this Coastal Carolina team in it.
Forrest surveys the floor. This one dribbled off the side of the foot. Up the floor comes the shot that clears. Gums Frater against Seacat, no. Stick back, no.
How about Hunter Seacat? It's the second or third time we've seen him defensively just beat stifling Gum Freighter, trying to time it up, maybe draw a foul, but Hunter Seacat just using his body effectively. Tough to see that for a big man as you see him first run the floor, time it up, and then not get the foul call there and force the block. Give it up for the big cat.
Yeah, tough foul to give up if you're Coastal Carolina. Isaac Johnson back to the free throw line. Can't connect on the first. This guy, top rebounder in the Sun Belt Conference, again left the game for quite some time in this one. Quality minutes from Tyrell Johnson. He comes to the scorer's table. Jim Fox, 2 new substitutions here at the 6:19 mark. So both Johnsons on the floor now. There's Tyrell and Isaac. Lots of different combinations that the Mountaineers can display within their lineup. We told you they go about 10 guys deep on most nights. Inside to Cuthbertson. Off balance, swatted away by Tyrell. And then ripped back by Jones. He'll pull this one away. And then they turn it over.
What defense right here by both ball clubs. First, on the defensive end for the Mountaineers, Tyrell Johnson has seen his shot rejected a couple times today. Says, I want to return the favor kindly to Mr. Cuthbertson. Then the nice rip by Jones. Give me those cookies. Going to the other end. And then the defense by the Mountaineers jumping the passing lanes, forcing the turnover. Big-time defense by both teams.
Good take and a putback jam from Tyrell.
That's what penetration can do for you. You see the freshman, you see Delph getting to the cup, and then once he does that, the help defense has to come. It comes off of Tyrell Johnson, who has an easy path for the putback.
Coastal Carolina's got to be careful here that this one doesn't get out of hand. And look at this.
Then you see Mr. Cuthbertson right behind Tyrell Johnson, cannot fight for position with those 4 fouls. And Johnson takes full advantage with the stuff.
Jones at the line. Crowd starting to get amped up here in the Holmes Convocation Center. And Jones good. All 3 points have come at the free throw line for Devontae Jones, the point guard from New Orleans. Little pressure from Coastal Carolina. You see the Coastal Carolina drops back in to the man-to-man look in the half courts.
Can't stay with that zone look with the game clock running down. Gotta force the Mountaineers to speed up their offense. Take as less time off the clock as possible.
Good take.
Shabazz.
Good take from Ronshad Shabazz that time.
Right to the rim over his defender. It's been tremendous here in the second half.
Driving right hand wouldn't drop for Burton. Here's Forrest, elevates, and draws the blocking foul.
Tough foul to take right there. If you're Burton, you got 4 fouls. Stepping in, trying to pick up the charge call. That's gonna do it for him today. 6 big points in the first half, which really kept Coastal into the game, was their offense for most of the first half. Not much here in the second. Day ends disappointed for Mr. Burton.
So now Cliff Ellis has to go back with Josh Coleman,
who also has 4 fouls at this point.
Yeah.
He's got to be careful. Cuthbertson has to be careful. It's a tough position to be in if you're Cliff Ellis.
Forrest Automatic on the first. Both of these teams 15 and 18 a season ago. Nearly identical records. Chanticleer's 8 and 10 in the Sun Belt. App State 9 and 9. 13-point edge for Appalachian State. Coleman, no. Tapped around, the Mountaineers control.
See Coastal Carolina just rushing things on the offensive end, out of sync, trying to cut into this deficit.
Mountaineers have made 7 of their last 8 shots. Coastal Carolina 0 for their last 5. Isaac faces up. 2 on the shot clock. Williams from downtown Boone missed everything. The starter for a lot of the season, especially earlier in the year. Hunter Seacat and Isaac Johnson starts today for the Mountaineers unit. Devontae Jones lines it up. In and out. Offensive board for Coastal Carolina. And Deba trying to run it back. I think that one official was going to call over and back. And the official on the far side of the floor corrected the call, and it will stay with the Chanticleers.
But that's a great job by the officials of getting it right. Critical point in the basketball game is the possession that the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers need. So instead of going with the incorrect call, let's get it right and give these guys a fair shake.
High off glass, Devontae Jones, first made field goal. The rest of his points have come at the charity stripe. Adrian Delph, all alone, knocks it down from the corner.
The penetration continues to just kill the Chanticleers, collapsing the defense, opening up opportunities from behind the arc. Mountaineers doing a tremendous job from downtown today.
And Sanders couldn't finish it, but he's got 2 free throws coming.
See the penetration right there by Shabazz, finding the freshman Delph for the corner pocket 3. Cash money.
Adrian Delph, a lot of upside. Freshman from Kings Mountain. He could move into more of a prominent role next season with Ronshad Shabazz graduating. Justin Forrest will be a junior. Sanders makes them both. Still plenty of time, just over 3. Chanticleers need to force some turnovers here. Some quick buckets would help make things interesting.
And each trip down the floor, you have to find number 4. A.J. Sanders has just done a tremendous job all night long for the Chanticleers. You see him there almost come up with the turnover and turn it into easy points. They have to run their offense through him. They want to get back in this one.
They say that it was deflected off the Chanticleers, so it remains with the Mountaineers. Forrest elevates again. Good stop for the Chanticleers as they pull down the rebounds. Jones lines it up. No. Here comes Shabazz in transition. Euro steps around Sanders for the easy lay-in.
Ronshad Shabazz just continues to do it all for the Mountaineers. 20 on the young day. See Euro steps on a hater like he's Rondo. Gets right to the basket for 2.
14-point leads for the Mountaineers. Chanticleers a chance to score with the clock stopped. Puts some points on the board. Isaac Hippolyte, freshman from Spring Valley, New York. Gets it to drop. Cuthbertson's going to check back in with 2:18 along with O'Shawn Williams.
Coastal having a hard time stopping the Mountaineers on the offensive end. Them being down late, expect the pressure here to try to force turnovers. Cannot continue to trade baskets.
And Cliff Ellis calls timeout last night against Troy. Good exposure for the Sun Belt Conference as well. Nearly a turnover. Forrest gets it into the front court. And he draws the contact.
Nice job of the Mountaineers right there, handling the press with relative ease. And Justin Forrest just continues to be aggressive, continues to get to the painted area, draw the fouls, and get to the line.
2 free throws coming. This marks the first of a 3-game home span. That was the 5th foul on Josh Coleman. He's done. This marks the first of a 3-game home span for the Mountaineers. Georgia State on Thursday, Georgia Southern on Saturday. As Pierre mentioned, these two teams travel partners in the Sun Belt, if you will. And the only game for these two teams this week.
Big time free throws right there by Justin Forrest. If you're coach, you got to get a quick bucket and then force a even quicker turnover.
Cuthbertson got to go up, gets the and one.
How about Mr. Cuthbertson? You need a basket, go to 40. He does a great job of not wasting any time, being aggressive, going up and drawing the foul. You see the elevation right there on Hunter Seacat, finishing with the chance for 3 the hard way.
Here he is playing with 4 fouls. Of course, if you're Cliff Ellis, you got no choice. Right now, down 12. He completes the 3-point play. Here comes the pressure for the Chanticleers. Tyrell Johnson will check in for Hunter Seacat.
Nice offensive for defensive substitution right there for Jim Fox. Get your better free throw shooters on the floor.
And a foul from Deba. Minute 53.
Hard foul right there on Justin Forrest, who was struggling from the free throw line earlier. So if you're Cliff Ellis, not mad at that foul, but he has hit 4 in a row from the charity stripe.
Be interested to see. I think definitely from this point on, you would expect to see Coastal Carolina. They're forced to foul now. Not going to be enough possessions otherwise. Forrest misses the first. Could leave the door open if the Chanticleers can maybe manufacture a couple threes down the stretch.
And seen a lot of outside firepower from Coastal Carolina. A lot of their points coming from mid-range of the painted area.
Comes Frater, no. Offensive board, Bamba. Tipped around, Forrest comes away with it, he's fouled.
How about Tyrell Johnson coming up huge on the defensive end for the Mountaineers. We've talked about how effective he's been on the offensive end the past 10 games. He's also their best on-ball defender, and you see there the length, the athleticism to be able to alter and block shots. He is just a tremendous asset for that young man right there, Jim Fox.
A good pickup for this coaching staff. Jim Fox, associate head coach Jason Allison, a great recruiter as well, and has been everywhere he's coached. And the Mountaineers, they have talent. Much better than their 8-16, 3-8 Sun Belt record. Forrest missed them both. Chanticleers have got to move quickly. Comes Frater. And O'Shawn Williams fouled hard.
How about O'Shawn Williams hitting but knee-high to a duck, but he goes up on the 6'6". Chanticleer right there. Mr. Deba comes down with the rebound, has a chance to extend this lead here late.
Now here comes O'Shawn Williams, and again, this is a guy that has been that sixth man, if you will, the last couple of years. From Macon, Georgia, standout football star as well. I
think he chose the right sport, though, partner, because the way he skied right there on Deba, coming down with the basketball, that's impressive.
Cash money on both free throws as the Chanticleers try to save as much clock as they possibly can. Good move from Jones. Still 117. And another foul against the Chanticleers with 109.
Smart by the Chanticleers, though, waiting for Justin Forrest to get the ball in his hands. No, he struggled from the charity stripe tonight. Maybe he misses a couple here and you still have a shot.
He's got 17 points. He's 8 of 16. Now 17 at the line.
It's what they were banking on. They waited until he got the ball in his hands purposely.
Well, as hard as that man works, Justin Forrest, you can best believe he'll be staying after practice, getting extra free throws up this week before they prepare for Georgia State on Thursday.
But that's a sign of a great coach in Jim Fox. You know that you got your guard that's struggling at the free throw line. Get some better free throw shooting for the time being into the game. Jim Fox, great offensive, defensive, just basketball mind.
Coastal Carolina trapping. 44 seconds and a kick ball. Georgia State, Georgia Southern, that's another tough week, much like last week with Texas State and UT Arlington. Both of these teams going to play two quality opponents next week.
You said it, partner. Georgia State, a mainstay at the top of the Sun Belt Conference. Georgia Southern with a young man named Tukey Brown who can really fill it up. Be a tough week for both of these ball clubs next week.
Tukey Brown, a big game last night, their win against Troy. Gums Freighter the rebounds. App State going to pick up their fourth Sun Belt win as Deba gets the runner to go.
It's a big win at home for the Mountaineers. It'll take them to 8-2 on the year here in the Holmes Convocation Center. They try to get back in the conference tournament picture. As you see right there, Mr. Tyrell Gums Freighter not giving up on this one. Finishes through the contact yet again in this one. Getting to the line, trying to pick up the conventional three.
Yeah, and you know what? Chanticleers, they've definitely fought to the very end. Not enough time, though, 13 and a half seconds remaining. And these two teams are going to split in the Sun Belt regular season this season here in the Holmes Convocation Center. This would be their 8th win in this building this year.
It's going to be 5 on Mr. Jones. You have to take a permanent seat in this one.
Williams expanding the App State leads here late. Always a tough decision when you're a coach. At what point do you start fouling? Chanticleer started at about 153 as Cuthbertson could knock down the three, and that is going to do it here in the Holmes Convocation Center. The final score, 88-79. The Mountaineers 4-8.